Okay. I think it's text 93. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, Chapter 1, Text 93. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya. I'm not taking fruit for a while.
Because of the diet thing.
The doctor told me nothing. Jai. It's been distributed after class. Jai Jai. Can you get some water or something? Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So yesterday we had discussed that Rupa Goswami had written a verse which revealed that he understood the mind, more specifically understood the heart of Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya was amazed. How did he understand? And the conclusion was Lord Chaitanya had given him mercy, and by his mercy he understood Lord Chaitanya's heart, and that would be the only way he could understand. And then the subsequent verses said, you can see in the life of a devotee, you can see by their actions that they've received mercy. Right? Sometimes Prabhupada would say that. You can see by the activities of an acharya, or you see by their activities who is an acharya, who is a guru, and who isn't. Because sometimes Prabhupada was criticized, and he would say, but we're spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. It is not possible to do that unless empowered by Krishna. So by the result, you can understand who's empowered. Yes? Or who's not empowered? Who has the mercy, who doesn't? So in different purports in different places, Prabhupada would say this same point. And he would describe the success of ISKCON, and then would say, so this is because of the mercy of the Guru. And other people who criticize what I've done, who are very orthodox, were unable to spread Krishna consciousness as widely, and therefore that's proof of them not receiving the mercy, or not receiving as much mercy. So you understand the effect of mercy in the activity of the devotee. Now sometimes even today in modern ISKCON, a successful preacher is criticized. But I think we can apply the same principle, that the person criticizing, Prabhupada would say, well, what have you done? You're criticizing, but what have you done? So that argument was given when some people criticized him. All right, but what have you done? For all your strictness, what have you done? So, really, if you're going to criticize, you should be doing better than the person you're criticizing. And often the people who criticize are not doing much, or sometimes not doing any preaching. So that was the discussion we had yesterday, and then we had also discussed the power of mercy, and how Our Krishna consciousness depends on mercy. Not entirely is it coming from us, although often it seems like, according to our effort and strictness, we're becoming Krishna conscious, but our effort and strictness is actually making us a receptacle for mercy. So it looks like because I'm serious and I'm sincere and I'm strict, I'm becoming Krishna conscious, when actually because of that I'm getting mercy, and through the mercy of my Guru, the whole disciplic succession, then I'm becoming Krishna conscious. So there is a correlation. It's just, we have to be clear on how it is we're advancing. Is it just by effort that I'm advancing? No. Can I advance without effort? No. But by effort, Krishna sees my sincerity, and then Krishna helps me. And so through His help, I'm advancing. But through my effort, I'm getting His help. Like you ask your father for money to start a business. And you finally convince him to give you $1 million. So it's a fact that you did the convincing, right? But it's also a fact that that is not your million, it's his. So by getting that million, you could start the business. But if you weren't persistent and didn't have a good plan and weren't responsible, he wouldn't give you the money. So it's both, right? But if you didn't ask, you wouldn't get it. So we're asking for mercy, and Krishna's looking, okay, how much can I give you? How much can you manage? And how much do you want? And then He's reciprocating. How much do you want? How much can you manage? And in a sense, although it sounds strange, how much you deserve. Because mercy means, by definition, mercy is not earned. You don't qualify for it, and therefore you don't deserve it. But still, there is a sense that mercy is not equally distributed. So there is a sense of deserving. I mean, you got up at 2 o'clock, you've chanted 32 rounds today. We would think you deserve some mercy, right? More than the person who got up at 6:30, who just ran to the temple and hasn't chanted, right? Of course, that mercy depends on Krishna. The person who got up late could get the mercy. The person who got up early may not. There's not a rule. Do A, B, and C and you get 10 mercy points. It doesn't work that way. But at the same time, it doesn't not work that way. There is a correlation to your effort, to your desire. But the main point is that we understand it's through the mercy that we're advancing. And then our effort is causing Krishna to give that. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta stated that. I always understood it this way, or I understood it through my own experience this way. And I was a little worried about expressing it because people may not entirely agree. And then because mercy seems like you don't earn it, and to say you earn mercy, it doesn't sound right. Just in the English language, it doesn't sound right. And it doesn't sound right to some people philosophically. It sounded right to me because it was my experience and my understanding of philosophy. And then one day, I found a very obscure book written by an obscure devotee in an obscure temple. And I've never seen that book again. I can't even remember what the book was about. But in one of the introductory pages, there was this quote, and Bhaktisiddhanta said, unless we make sincere, earnest effort in devotional service, we will not attract the mercy of Krishna, and without Krishna's mercy, it will be virtually impossible to advance. Interesting quote. Does that make sense? If this is not true, then mercy is arbitrary. It's just, there's a leak in the roof and it happens to fall on Radhika's head and not Tanya's head. It's just arbitrary. So Mahaprabhu's mercy is it's not like water per se being thrown in the crowd and some of you get it and don't. Although that's there in a certain sense, that mercy is, it's available to everyone. But, like last night, some of you put your hand out when I offered something. So you were the first ones to get it. Right? Now, another time, Prabhupada said, mercy is everywhere, you just have to grab it. So what did Prabhupada mean by that? Well, Rupa Goswami said there are 5 items of devotional service that are very powerful. We're doing 2 of them right now, which is living in the Dham and hearing Bhagavatam. And there's 3 more, worshipping the deities, associating, well, we're doing 3 of them. We're associating with devotees. We're seeing the deities, so you can see. So we're doing 4 of them. And we did the other one this morning, chant Hare Krishna. So those are 5 very, very powerful items. Of all the 64, those are the most powerful. And so when Prabhupada says the mercy is everywhere, what we should think is there's so much mercy in those 5 items. That if I can do those 5 items well, it just opens up like a whole store of mercy. And then if I access that mercy, I won't have any problem in my Krishna consciousness. So that's one way of seeing devotional service. It's just every item is mercy. Mercy is that which is given to us, which we don't deserve, that empowers us to advance in Krishna consciousness. And that's available to all of us. It's not like hidden from anybody. It's not like you, Christina, can't get it, and Krishna Kanta can. Everybody can get it. We just have to do it. But one time, we were in a Bhagavatam class. Srila Prabhupada was giving Bhagavatam class. And, well, he said this many times. He said, actually, all you have to do is hear. It's not difficult. So, we're hearing. How hard is hearing? We went to school, for the first, like from the age of 5 to 20 or 25, we were sitting in school, and the students are doing the same thing we're doing. They're just hearing. But what we're hearing is a message that can purify us. So Prabhupada would often say, this is so simple, you don't have to do anything. You just have to hear. And that was a famous verse where Shrutikatan Tanavan Manobir. You don't have to change your position, you just have to listen, hear. And so much mercy comes from hearing the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the supreme scripture. It's the cream of the milk. It's honored and worshipped by all bhaktas, and that's the book we read every day, and we have the whole thing. And so to read that is powerful. You read Bhagavatam for an hour or 2 a day, it's really hard to be in Maya, and you can make an experiment. You can test my statement. Read it for an hour or 2 a day, and try to be in Maya. See what happens. See if you can do it. Add to that sadhu sangha, 16 rounds, worshipping the deity and being in a dham or being in a temple or around a temple. It's hard to be in Maya because there's so much mercy. I mean, you can be in Maya. Your determination to be in Maya can be stronger than the mercy, than your determination to get and utilize the mercy. But if you want to be Krishna conscious, there's so much mercy in those activities. And so all you have to do is do them with a desire to advance. And then those activities contain enough mercy to push you forward. And then you can make it through day after day after day in your life in Krishna consciousness. Till the end. You could make it through your whole life in Krishna consciousness with the mercy from those 5 activities. You have that experience? And when you stop those activities or you don't do it well, then you have trouble. We used to say, when a devotee would leave Krishna consciousness, we would always see there was something happening before and we kind of knew. It's like, oh, so-and-so Prabhu, he's probably not going to make it. But we saw symptoms. We saw like criticism or this or that. We saw symptoms. So it was kind of proof of the philosophy that if you do the wrong thing, you don't make it. So this Prabhu was criticizing and so forth. And then he was leaving Krishna consciousness. And then when he left Krishna consciousness, what happened? What usually happens if someone gives up Krishna consciousness, they generally go back to doing what they used to do. So wherever you were at before you were a devotee, something similar. And we used to say when we would hear about so-and-so devotee leaving and what they were doing now, we would say, see, this proves the philosophy is true. Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya dharat. If you surrender to me, you'll overcome the influence of Maya. If you don't surrender, you can't. And we say, okay, he was surrendered and he overcame the influence of Maya. He gave up bhakti and now he's gone back to what he was doing before. There's proof of the philosophy right there. In a roundabout way or a reverse or a negative way, it proves, right? That once you separate yourself from mercy, on your own effort, you can't be Krishna conscious. Yogis, jnanis, they only go so high because it's their own effort. And even the yogis and jnanis understand for them to be successful, they need bhakti because all the mercy is in bhakti. So even if you want to become God, you need God to help you. Of course, why God help you? One devotee said, why would God help the competition? You want to be God, you're a competition to me, why should I help you? But Krishna will.
But he is actually helping us. Because he created this material, so he's helping us to become God.
Because there's no real competition.
And Krishna helps, you want to be competition, but you're not really competition. But if you think you are, he'll help you. And then you'll realize you're not. That's why that story of Pondraka is so funny. Because Pondraka, we talk about false ego, pretentiousness, He glued on 2 more arms, went down to the local, Murtiwala and said, can you throw on 2 more arms for me, make a Vishnu helmet. And he was serious. I'm Vishnu. And he's talking to Vishnu. He said, you're a false Vishnu. I'm Vishnu. Talk about false ego. I don't think it gets any worse than that. But it shows the mentality of a conditioned soul. So if that's what you want to do, okay, Krishna will let you do that. He might kill you, but he'll let you try it and see how, try it on for yourself. Try on the forearms and, challenge Vishnu. And he was so crazy, he told Vishnu, give up your forearms. No, what did he say? Give up your weapons. I'm Vishnu, give up your weapons. And Krishna said, yeah, I'll give up my weapons. Here. And killed him. I'll give them up to you. You want my weapons? Here they are. Yesterday we had read the song. It was called Born Under a Bad Sign. You remember that song? If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. And the song was about how bad this person's life was. Everything was bad. Nothing worked out. And then I mentioned that Rupa Goswami had recited a verse which was very similar to this, in which he said, I don't have prema, not prema, shravanadi, and I'm not even attracted to shravanadi, hearing and chanting. I don't have punya, I don't have pious activities, I wasn't born in a good family. He went down the whole list. It was just like this. He had more in his prayer than was in this song. This song only had a few things. He had a list of many, 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 many things. Disqualifications. From top to bottom, I'm disqualified. I should not be a devotee. I have not even one qualification to be a devotee. Not a good family. I didn't do anything pious. I don't have knowledge. I don't even like hearing and chanting. I have no bhakti. I have no common sense. And then at the end of the prayer he says, but I can't give up my desire to be a devotee. And I know because I have that desire, and you, O Gopi Jana Balava, you're so merciful that you'll show me mercy and give me Krishna consciousness. Hope against hope. Ashabandha. Hope against hope. So, hope, I want to be Krishna conscious, against the hope that I have any qualification to be. Hope against hope. You understand? I have hope, but no hope. From the point of view of my qualification, no hope. From the point of view of mercy, I have hope. So that glorifies the mercy. That prayer, if we understand it in a particular way, that prayer glorifies mercy. That mercy is more powerful than qualification. And so as long as we follow Krishna consciousness, we're able to grab the mercy. If we have the mercy, then we'll be successful. And if we ever lose the mercy, we fail. How would we lose the mercy? We give up sadhana, we would offend a Vaishnava, offend the Dham, offend the deity, become faithless, like that. Offend the name. We have all experienced what it's like to chant good rounds, and we've all experienced what it's like to chant bad rounds. And so when you offend the name, you feel pretty spiritually depleted. And when you chant the name properly, you feel very enlivened. It's the same name, it's the same process, one done properly, one done improperly. And look at the result, it's so different. And we're the same person, but the effect on us is totally different. Isn't it? So we're the same person, same disqualified person, chanting the same mantra, but chanting it properly, we access the mercy of the mantra. Offending the holy name, we don't access the mercy, so the result is different. And that you can say that for so many things, so many practices. Does that make sense? So you don't have to worry if you have disqualification, because everyone has disqualification. Nobody has qualification. Maybe a few people have a little qualification, but in Kali Yuga, basically, no one has qualification. So to say I'm not qualified, it doesn't mean anything. It's like, yeah, what does that mean? It's like saying, I'm breathing. Oh, really? That's so unusual. You know, it's like, what does that mean, I'm breathing? It's like, right, so I'm unqualified. Yeah, well, what else is new? Have you found anybody qualified? Everyone has the same disqualification. And you might think, no, but this devotee, he's qualified. Well, why? Well, he read Bhagavad Gita when he was 17. What did he do before he was 17? Same thing you did. Same disqualification. Right? So we should never fall in the trap of thinking my disqualification is a disability or a handicap. You know, every morning we sing Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Kora More, Toma Vina Kedayo, Jagat Samsare. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya, mercy, Kora More, make your mercy for me. Send it this way. Give it to me. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Kora More. More means me. Daya means mercy. Kora, give it, make it. Toma Vina Kedayo Jagat. In this world, who else is there that's going to give this mercy? This is the mercy that can give us love in the mood of the residents of Braj. Who else is going to give that mercy? And then the next line, Mosama. No one is equally patita. No one is equally fallen. There's no one as fallen as me. Mosama patita, oh, that's the second line. Mosama patita Prabhu, na pabeya. You will not find anyone equally as fallen. So, and so why is he saying that? I'm so fallen, I've done so many. Why is he saying that? And because he's saying, that's my qualification. That I am in need of mercy, so you should give it to me, because if you look at fallen people, I'm the worst. So if you think you're the worst, And the most unqualified, O Prabhu, Mo Sama, Patita. There's no one equal to the fallenness that I have. If you actually think that way, what a qualification. Because Lord Chaitanya is looking for the poor. He's giving out his wealth and he's looking for the poorest people. He's not looking for wealthy people. They already have it. He's looking for the poor people. So if you think you're fallen, that's your qualification. Right? You are eminently qualified. Why? Because you're the most fallen. And Lord Chaitanya is looking to give mercy to the most fallen. And the more helpless you are, the more fallen you are, the more you pray, the more He'll give it. Because you're more in need. That's the idea. Krishna gave a lot of mercy to Kunti. She was without a husband, more helpless. So the more helpless we are, the more we get mercy. And we're all helpless. We were discussing a few weeks ago, we are all mercy cases. We're all here. We're a mercy case. Okay, in the hospital, his arm got slashed off, he's got no money. Okay, mercy case. Sew his arm back. We can't just let his arm fall off, right? So we're all like that, mercy case. Can you pay for bhakti? No, I'm sorry, I don't have any. Have you done anything pious to pay? No. Sorry. What about your family? Any Brahmins in your family? No. Do you study Shastra before? No. Okay, mercy case, let him in. Sew his arm back up. That's what it's like. So that's Mahaprabhu's mood. So we can't make that excuse that I'm so fallen. We can only make the excuse that I don't know or I'm not expert at getting the mercy. We can't make the excuse that I'm too fallen to get it. We can only say I'm too stupid to figure out how to get it, or too lazy because I know how to get it, but I'm too lazy to get it. We can say that. But we can't say I'm not qualified to get it. That's not true. Too lazy to get it is probably the most accurate. And maybe too not smart enough to not be lazy. Yeah, that's it. We're either too lazy or not smart enough not to be lazy. Right? So those are the real reasons. But otherwise, there's nothing in the way. There's nothing stopping you. So that was a summary of yesterday's class. And I have to leave early. So I think I'm going to ask for questions. Yes, Krishna Karshini.
But why, after being even a long time devotee, we still have this problem that from one side we really appreciate Krishna consciousness, we really want to be Krishna conscious, but sometimes I feel like I'm standing one leg here, one leg here, and and I want to make this effort, I want to be Krishna conscious, but at the same time, still some desires,
Yeah, why?
Desires,
Well, there's a very heavy answer Prabhupada gave. I don't know if I should give it to you, because it might ruin your appetite.
You are afraid that I will faint.
No, I'm afraid you'll scream.
Try me.
Okay, I'll tell you what Prabhupada said, and then I'll try to explain it. Because you'll understand philosophically what Prabhupada said, but it sounds very heavy. Does anybody not want to hear it? It's really heavy. Because you could leave now. You won't have to hear it. Satsrup Maharaj tells a story that he asked a similar question to Prabhupada. We hear about Krishna and we're attracted, but there's this other side, that competitive side that wants to control and enjoy. And why is that there? And Prabhupada said, because you hate Krishna. Because you hate Krishna. Wow. Of course, none of us think that we hate Krishna, so then we have to try to understand, what did Prabhupada mean? Well, originally there must have been some hatred, and we've cultivated that hatred, and now we're trying to overcome that hatred, but underneath there is this hatred there, that, because Prabhupada said, if I'm envious or I'm jealous of somebody, that has connection with my envy or jealousy of Krishna. If I hate somebody, it's connected to my hatred of Krishna. Because if someone loves Krishna, they don't hate anybody. They love everybody. So if I don't love everybody, then there must be some hatred of Krishna. Maybe it's not in the form we would recognize normal hatred between two human beings. But something about Krishna's position makes me uneasy. Like, just imagine right now you were sitting in front of Krishna and you had to reconcile your differences. Krishna, why this wife? Why did you why did I end up marrying this one? She's driving me crazy. And why did I lose all my money? And why did you allow me to break my leg? And Krishna's like, why did you leave me? And now what are you going to say? And what are you going to say when Krishna says, you're trying to be me? What are you going to say? No, I'm not. You can't